What is up, HD Reefers? Mr. Reef HD here with another video. This is going to be a video about taking care of pests in a tank. This originally was my mushroom tank. I had a lot of mushrooms in here. Now I don't. We obviously ran into some problems. I neglected them, and now we're here. So now we have tons of Aptasias. We have Mahanos. We have obviously algae. And we have flatworms. I know it's hard to tell on video, but if you see on that cabbage coral, all them little dots. Oh, there you go. You can tell on that one really good. On that mushroom right there. All them little dots, you see them moving? Flatworms. There are flatworms. Basically everything in here. There's not too much coral. That's actually a really nice echinata in here. This tank has no lights on it at all. When I took the mushrooms out, I took the light off because I wanted to see how it would affect the population of the worms. And actually, from what I can see right now, it took away a lot. There you go. You can actually kind of see them a lot better. I guess my camera wasn't focused the first time. Yeah, all them little dots on there, those are all flatworms. Sorry, I'm at home with my kid today. He's in the other room talking. He's watching Shrek. So yeah, so we got bubble algae. We've got hair algae. We've got basically every bad thing that you can get. And we're going to... I'm turning this tank into an SPS tank. So we are going to get rid of all of this. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first course of action that I'm going to take is I'm going to get all this glass cleaned. I'm going to get all the hair algae and whatever the heck that is off the glass. Get that all cleaned up. And then I'm going to manually remove as much bubble algae as I can, which most of it's on stuff that can be moved out, you know. All that's gonna, almost everything on here. That's gonna stay, that Lobo. That's actually the mother colony of that leather that I have in the saltwater tank. The setting up a new saltwater tank. So that's staying, that's staying, that's staying. That GSP, I guess, can stay. There's an SPS, sorry, there you go. A Jack Frost Lepto. There's some, what the hell do they call Sonic the Hedgehog Galaxia, and then I got a chunk of Gold Galaxia right there. So those are staying. The cabbage is staying. That mushroom staying, and then all of these rocks with all these mushrooms are staying. And then those are actually the anemones that were in the small tank. So that's all gonna stay, but yeah, most of this is coming out. Everything up here in the front's coming out. That's coming out. That's coming out. That's coming out. That's coming out. So we're gonna switch to hyperlapse, and I'm gonna get scrubbing the sides of these glass. Alright guys, so we got the glass all cleaned up, got all the hair algae manually removed. I took a rack out. This rack's going to go eventually too. This, like I said, this is going to be an SPS tank. So a little bit on the background of this tank. It was my wife's. About 5 years ago, she wanted to get into corals and collecting corals and stuff like I do. And we started her out with a little, I think it was an 18-gallon, like Sun, if any of you know what that is. It's like an all-in-one tank. And she was doing great with that, and then she packed it full, and then she went to a Fluval 32 Flex or something like that. Filled that up, and then she went to this about 3 years ago. And once she switched over to this, she quit taking care of it. And I told her when she got in, I said, I'll give you all the information you need, but I'm not doing the work for you. Well, she decided to test that theory and just stopped taking care of it, thinking that I would, and I didn't. And yeah, it crashed and went to crap. And then she wanted to get rid of it, and I said, nope, that's going to be my new overflow tank if you're going to get rid of it. So it turned into my overflow tank, and then it turned into a shroom tank. Yes, it's directly in front of a window that gets direct sunlight. Like I said, everything that's in here is only alive because of that. Obviously, I would have put a light on here if it wasn't here. I wouldn't have let my stuff die. Obviously, it could be doing better. But I work full-time, run a business, got a new kid, you know. Well, he's almost 2, but got another one coming, you know. So everything was alive. I mean, it wasn't thriving, but it's all alive. Yeah, so we are going to turn this 3-year-old system into an SPS tank, and I figured I would pick up my camera and show you guys how to get rid of all these pests. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to treat this with flatworm exit. The reason why I did everything before I did that is so that way I could suck up as many flatworms as I could see, because when you kill them with the flatworm exit, they excrete a toxin into the water, and it will kill your fish, it will kill your corals, it will kill everything. And you have to have at least a pound of active carbon for every, I think, 50 gallons. So this is a 40-gallon breeder, and then under there is probably, I don't know, 15 gallons-ish. So I ordered all new stuff, so I'm going to have that on hand. So I'm going to go get the flatworm exit, and we're going to dose it into here. Flatworm exit only gets rid of flatworms. One thing I didn't mention that we were going to be taking care of in here is bristleworms. This stuff won't kill bristleworms. You're just going to have to remove them manually as much as we can, and then I'll probably put an arrow crab in here eventually because they eat them. And then we're going to kill all the aptasias with kalkwasser paste. I'm going to make up a paste, put it in a needle, and we're going to inject it right into their mouths. But that'll probably be a different video. But in this video, we're going to take care of the algae, and then we're going to take care of the flatworms. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we'll get that started. Alright guys, it's a little later in the day. My son took a nap, so had to be quiet. So here it is, flatworm exit by Salifert. So what it says in these directions, and this is why some people don't have success with this and end up crashing their whole tanks, is because they don't read the directions. The directions say, suck as many of them out as you can. That's what I did. I did a whole cleaning. You guys saw that in the hyperlapse. So it says do that, and then it says make sure you have a pound of activated carbon per 50 gallons, because that's how much you'll need to clean this out of the water. So I have pre-set up, let me point you guys down. I have pre-set up a reactor with probably a pound, I would guess. I didn't weigh anything out or nothing like that, but I basically filled up the whole one side. It's got to be a pound. So this says to let it run, I think it said 45 minutes. Yeah, it should start to work in 30 minutes. If within 45, no visible free-floating or swimming flatworms, add 50% more. As soon as the flatworms start to float or swim, commence the activated carbon to take out any toxic bodily fluids. So basically what happens is when those things get out and swim around, they release a toxic fluid into your tank, and that's when people say, don't use this stuff, it crashes your tank, blah, 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 blah. It will crash your tank if you don't listen to this, okay? So, again, 1 pound of activated carbon per 50 gallons. This is a 40-gallon tank, probably, I don't know, 10, 15 gallons in the bottom, so we're roughly around 50. So I'm gonna do the 1 pound. Like I said, I didn't weigh it out, but it's probably a little over, honestly. But yes, the reason why you suck as many out as you can is because there'll be less in there releasing toxins, so it'll get cleaned out of the water quicker and easier. And another thing, you can't just drop a bag of carbon in your tank in a high flow area and think that that's going to work. It states you have to have a reactor. You have to have it pushed through the carbon to take this stuff out, because it even says don't undermine how much toxins these things will actually put out in your tank, because it's a lot. So here we go. This says to do 4 drops per 5 gallons. Let me check again, just to be safe. 4 drops for every 5 gallons. Yep. So we figure about 50 gallons of water volume. So we're going to do 40 drops. It says put it in a high flow area. I added a wave maker in there, so here we go. There's 40. Now let me take you guys off the tripod, because if I start to see any worms coming up, which I should, you guys see that right there? That mushroom? Look how many are on that. That's actually one of those orange mushrooms that I have in the 10-gallon tank. So I'm going to give this some time and keep an eye on it. I'm not going to keep filming and wasting your guys' time. So, so far I don't see anything. So yeah. So I put that much carbon in there. I basically filled the whole thing up. So when I'm ready, I'll turn that on, and then I also put a fresh filter sock in there, which it's obviously dirty already because how much crap is coming out of here. If you did notice in the video, when I siphoned the water out, or siphoned all of the algae out, I put it through a net, and then I put the water back into the tank, because right after this it says you should do a 25% water change if you run into problems. But I'm going to do that anyway, because this tank hasn't had a water change in probably, I don't know, 6 months. But that's all about to change, because this is going to be SPS. So, yep, we'll be back when I start to... Well, let me check one more time before I turn the camera on. Nope. I don't see anything floating or swimming, free swimming yet. But they said, oh, there we go, mother load. Look at them. Oh, they are. Oh, they are moving fast. They know something's up. They do not move that fast. Oh, yeah. They know something's going on. Okay, and even the instructions even tell you to don't underestimate how many are in your tank either, even after you think you sucked a lot out, which I was pretty sure I sucked most of them out. But as you can see, not even close. Holy cow. There's a lot. What are these guys in here doing? Oh, see? Yeah, they're starting to move around now too. Okay, so it takes effect immediately. They're not coming off of the... Oh, yeah, they are. There they are. They're swimming. Okay, so now that's when it says they release all that toxin is when they start swimming. When they're moving around, they're not like those guys right there, they're not releasing anything yet. The instruction says they start to release it when they get into the water column and start swimming around like that guy just did over here. Come on, focus. Yeah, they're scooting. You guys saw... You guys saw how they weren't even moving. You couldn't even tell that they were there. And now they are just ripping around. I'm trying to see. I don't really see anything on these guys. I do have 2 fish in here. I have a 6-line wrasse, and there he goes, and I have a Royal Gama. As anybody that's ever had a Royal Gama knows, they are so hard to spot. They hide like crazy if you're by the tank. Okay, once they really start... Man, it looks like actually a lot of them either swam or crawled down. Oh yeah, they're crawling down. That's hard to see. Can I turn the light on? Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're like getting the heck out of there. They're crawling down the stalk. Yep. Okay, so like this stuff is working basically immediately. These guys are getting the heck out of town. Like I said, when I shut this tank down, well, not shut it down, obviously. When I just quit using it and maintaining it, I did it for the purpose of making content. And I knew that it had the worms in there already, so by letting it sit, I knew that they were going to multiply, and it also had aptages in it. Not as many as it does now, but I also knew that they were going to multiply. But trust me, we're going to use this same rock. I'm not taking everything out and using anything else. I'm showing you guys how to get rid of this stuff firsthand. But once we get a little closer to 45 minutes, I'll pick the camera back up. Alright, we're about 35 minutes in. They're on the glass now. It probably won't focus. Oh, it does. Okay. They're all over the glass now. It seems like they're trying to escape the tank. Every once in a while I'll see one. There's one right there actually. Oh, there you go. It's hard to see him, but that's one. That's actually 2. Okay, so yeah, we're getting closer to the 45-minute mark, and I am starting to see them swimming around. If this will focus. They're almost all off of there. There's still a few hanging out. Not so much on the stalk anymore. There's a couple. So I'm guessing around the 45-minute to an hour mark is when there's another one. flying around, swimming. You got these guys. But yeah, it's doing its job. And there's still a lot on the cabbage coral. Yeah, I'll let this go, you know, a couple hours if I need to, but I want to not see any on anything before I turn the carbon on, which we're almost there. We still got 10 minutes to go as of now for the 45 minutes to be up, but I'll probably take it to an hour and then pick up the camera. Alright guys, so it has been about an hour and a half now. I made dinner, and I am happy to say I don't really see. There might be one on that bottom right there. There might be one right there. Don't see any on the top of that guy. There's a couple on the stalk there. But it is basically worm free. So I am going to start that up. Oh, so let me see. There we go. Sorry, this area. Okay, so now it should be going. Yes, it is. So, hour and a half. I barely see any. I barely see any worms. You can see all these bristle worms that I was talking about. Definitely gonna have to get a arrow crab for that. Let me show you under here. So I got this. Empty it into there to catch any free floating flatworms, and it looks like it worked. I mean, my fish are still swimming around and happy. Like I said though, this tank is atrocious. I just literally have not done anything with it. I'm probably going to do a after this runs for a couple days and all the medication gets out, I'm probably gonna do a full 100-gallon water change, or 100% water change, not 100 gallons. And then yeah, then we'll do a video taking care of those, and I think that's about it. I mean, all this other stuff I'm gonna suck up and get out of here, so all this stuff ain't flying around. Plus that sock's gonna help with all that, because this tank never had a sock ran on it. So I just put that one in for now. But yeah, like I said, I see a couple of them stragglers still, but I'm sure by the time the active carbon starts working, you know, obviously there'll still be some medication in this water for the next probably day or two. But I do have a lot of carbon in there. That thing's basically full. And yeah. So when I do the video of that, it'll probably be Tuesday, which today is, what is today, Friday? Yeah, today's Friday. So it'll be about 4 days. I'll do the next video on the burning those guys with kalkwasser. We're gonna get all these verminid snails out of here. We're gonna suck out all of these bubble algae that are still in here. This tank's, like I said, it's gonna be completely revamped. It looks yellow right now. It's got a tint to it, like I said. No water changes on this thing for months, probably 6 months or more. But yeah, there you go. That's how you get rid of flatworms without killing your fish or your corals that already weren't doing too hot in the first place. So, alright. I'm out of here, you guys, and as always, happy reefing.